Go ahead.
I think we need, you guys look bored. We need some excitement. Lane Carter, how involved have you really been in economic development over the last 2 or 3 years? You can say it.
Okay. Over the last 2 or 3 years, we've allocated $700,000 to Costa DC to allow them to purchase the railport land and then deed it over. What that has done to this region has been astronomical. So to answer your question, allocation of funds has come down through City Council in Costa DC. That is how I had a hand in it. That's how I will continue to have a hand in it.
You want another follow-up, Mr. Hyde, or are you content?
I have a correction. The railport is not open yet. It hasn't done anything. Okay, we haven't got one car in there yet. So the land was bought from an investor. It was bought by the city. A private entity now owns it.
South Plains Rail.
The city has not made one dime off of that yet.
Okay, well,
Or the county.
I appreciate that comment, but let's
40% complete.
let's let the
40% complete.
I hear what you're saying. Let's leave the exposition of the facts as they understand them to our candidates up here, and then you make your own judgment.
Well, I work for the company
I
that
don't-
will be benefiting from it, so I just want the people to
Yes,
know
ma'am.
we have not made money off of that investment.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Mr. Carter.
Anybody have another follow-up, or we'll move on to the next set of questions?
Mr. Carter, I know you have the railport, and I think it's an important thing that we got the railport. However, down there in Presidio, Texas, no one has built any kind of customs processing center or anything like that. So that border crossing right there going into Mexico that takes it to those specific ports that are so important to making that railport work are not in use because we don't have DPS, we haven't got the Border Patrol or Customs to build their $34 million facility down there. And if I were a county judge, I'd be standing on August Pfluger's desk saying, when are you going to get this done? I want some legislation on this so we can get some funding to open up that port because, you know, we have a supply chain problem. What a great opportunity for San Angelo to jump on if we had that. Finally, I'm going to say this one more thing. Under the tutelage of the Economic Development Industrial Complex is what I call it, Abilene got $2.4 billion in a Bitcoin operation, just announced about a month ago. Even Fort Stockton got a $300 million Bitcoin operation. And the one that really kills me is there's a $17 billion Samsung facility going in, of all places, Taylor, Texas.
Okay, thank
Taylor
you.
doesn't have an interstate either.
Thank you, Mr. Hyde. Appreciate that.